Well, as most of you have probably heard by now, Roxxi has been fired from TNA. I don't really know how or why this happened exactly, although I find it hard to believe that the Rocket Con situation didn't have something or everything to do with it. I'm not going to comment on that part, but what I will say is that this is absolute bullcrap. It's like, okay, we've got this woman who's a great worker, who's really popular with the fans, and who's managed to get over no matter what we've done with her, and we're just going to get rid of this person and give another title shot to a woman with a name that sounds like some jobber who the fans don't even give a shit about. You know, it's just idiotic. And personally, Roxxi is my favorite TNA star, not just in the Knockouts division, but in the company. This is extremely upsetting to me, and if you're angry like I am, email TNA about this, info@tnawrestling.com, tell them you want them to bring Roxxi back, let them know the fans are pissed off about this. And that's all I'm going to say as far as that goes, because this whole thing has got me so pissed off. I just want to talk about something else. Okay, real good impact this week. Real good. So good, in fact, that I was going to do the video without the shades this week, but then the Roxxi thing happened and I changed my mind. But while I hate what happened to Roxxi and I hate how TNA treated her, it doesn't change my opinion of this show. In my opinion, this was one of the best impacts in months. Now, this tag title tournament has been great so far. I don't like how the Motor City Machine Guns, LAX, and No Limit were all eliminated in the first round by all these makeshift teams that are working together for the first time. I mean, after the great match those teams had at Lockdown, they deserve to go further. I mean, especially the Guns. I mean, at Lockdown, you had Don West saying that it was time for TNA to get Sabin and Shelley into the tag title picture, and then they don't get past the first round. And that was really disappointing to me. But the matches have all been very good to great so far. I mean, they've been getting more time than the typical Impact match gets these days, and this tournament is being made to look like a pretty big deal. And in the case of the Guns, I mean, yeah, they lost, but they lost in a hell of a match to the X Division champion and a returning X Division champion, the Amazing Red. It was great to see Red back. I mean, he looked awesome, and I hope to God they sign that guy, because I think he could really help out the X Division right now. You know, I do wish they made a bigger deal out of him, though. I mean, with Christopher Daniels a couple weeks ago, they put him over like a huge superstar, and here it was like, hey, look, it's Red, he's back, all right. I mean, nevertheless, they had a tremendous X Division style tag match. Definitely check that one out if you missed it. And the Guns still got a lot to do after this, too. I mean, they had a backstage segment with Mick Foley. Didn't seem like hugely important or anything, but what I loved about this was that they had Mick mention that Sabin and Shelley beat him in a First Blood match. And I was just thrilled that the writers reminded people about that and didn't just sweep it under the table like I was expecting they would, because having Mick Foley acknowledge a loss to the Motor City Machine Guns will only benefit those guys. And later still, we had a really cool in-ring segment with the Guns and Christopher Daniels, with them accusing him of being suicide. This was actually my favorite part about the show. I mean, first of all, they let Sabin do a lot of the talking for once. And a lot of the time when the Guns cut promos, they have Shelley kind of hog the microphone. And Shelley is the better talker, but Sabin isn't going to improve his mic skills if they don't let him practice. And they did that here, and he did a good job. And plus, the reasons that the Guns had for why Daniels is really suicide, they were smart. You know, they're the same build, they wrestle the same way, and when Suicide is in the ring, the fans are always chanting, "Fallen Angel, Fallen Angel." I love that they mentioned that one. I mean, I'm sure the Smart Marks got a kick out of that. This whole angle was great, I think, and the more screen time Sabin and Shelley get, the better. The happier I'll be. I would rather have Daniels feuding with the Main Event Mafia along with AJ, but if they're going somewhere with this, then maybe Kaz is ready to come back and do the suicide gimmick again. And if you can get Sabin, Shelley, Kaz, and Daniels all in the ring at one time, it's going to produce some spectacular matches. So I'm not going to complain about that. The second tournament match was very good as well. LAX versus the British Invasion. Hernandez got laid out beforehand, so it was basically just a handicap match. But they made Homicide look awesome for fending off all three heels for as long as he did. I mean, he lost, but he looked really strong in defeat, and hopefully Homicide will get that push in the X Division now. I heard Hernandez needed some minor surgery, so maybe Homicide will wrestle in singles for a while now. Not sure about the British invasion. I mean, why have a British heel faction when you already have an anti-American heel faction? I mean, for me, it just seems kind of redundant. But on the plus side, they're actually doing something with Brutus Magnus, and he's ditched that stupid gladiator outfit, thank God. My opinion of Magnus hasn't changed. You know, I think the guy has definite star quality. I mean, he's got the charisma, he just needs the experience. And once he gets that, I think he's going to work out great. And for now, I think the tag team division is a good place for him. Really enjoying the build-up for Sacrifice so far. They're off to a very good start with the main event hype. Can't wait to see what other matches we're going to get. I expect Beer Money to win the tag title finals and get a rematch with 3D. You know, 3D had their moment in the sun in Philly at Lockdown. They secured their legacy, World Tag Team Domination, blah, blah, blah. And now it is time for Beer Money to get their belts back. Also, I think the women's title match will probably be another triple threat with Angelina, Awesome Kong, and some jobber Bold, who coincidentally was not even on the show this week. The build-up for Kong and Angelina has been pretty decent so far, and I think they're going to stick Bolt in that match too, just so Angelina can pin her and keep the title without pinning Kong. The ODB Cody Deaner stuff, not really a huge fan of that. I mean, ODB to me has gotten very stale. They haven't done anything different with her character in a long time, and quite frankly, I'm bored with her. But I will acknowledge that this Cody Deaner angle and character is getting over really quick. I mean, so as long as they don't go overboard with these two, it might turn into something interesting. I kind of doubt it's gonna. I kind of doubt I'm gonna like it, but I think casual fans probably will. The only thing I did not like this week was the huge overuse of video packages. There were so many of them on this show, it was ridiculous. I mean, they were all about the same stuff, too. I mean, they had 3 Kurt Angle video packages, 3 Main Event Mafia video packages. Actually, it was just 2, but one of them got aired twice. And in my opinion, this was just an enormous waste of time. And I get why they did it. I mean, the Main Event Mafia is drawing ratings, helping Impact to the best ratings it's ever done, yada yada. But people know who the Main Event Mafia are. And okay, the casual fans are tuning in to see them. You don't have to keep reminding people that these guys are there. They're already all over the show as it is. But overall, I thought this was a great Impact. The writing is a lot more focused than it's been recently. Email TNA about Roxxi, info@tnawrestling.com. See you next week. Okay, I got something to add because I just found out about this. It's now being reported that after her quote-unquote backstage altercation with Raka Khan, Kurt Angle may or may not have used his political stroke in the company to get Roxxi fired. In light of this new information, an online petition has now sprung up to help get Roxxi her job back. You can find a link to that petition at her official website, roxy-laveau.org, or you can go to it directly at www.ipetitions.com/petition/we-want-Roxxi. I signed it. I urge all of you to sign it as well, because the way this whole thing played out is just really disgusting and classless, I think. Go to the website, sign the petition. That's all.